name's Victoria and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. When I was still living with my parents in Coney Island, about 2.5 years ago, I was going to college and I had met someone at the college, and it was a woman. I really liked her and I would bring her over all the time to my parents' house and introduced her as a friend. My parents really liked her. Once I realized that they did appreciate her personality, I thought it'd be a really good time to come out to them and let them know who she really was and what she meant to me. So during our usual Sunday dinner, I sat down at the table with my mom, my dad, my brother, and his wife, my sister-in-law, and I told everybody that I was dating this girl who I introduced as my friend and that I liked women. My mom burst into tears right away and ran to the bathroom, and my brother, who is a mama's boy, ran after to comfort her. And my dad kind of sat there at the table, and really the only thing he said was, "Damn, I was looking forward to cracking open a beer with your husband." Several days later, he actually told my mom that he was going to kill himself because he couldn't handle this news. My mom was really upset, and she said that if he does go through with it, that it's my fault. And little things like that, little aggressions, continued for about a month or two. And I would come home from college after a full day of classes and just be spoken to rudely and treated like shit. After a couple months of those aggressions, I decided that I couldn't really stick around at home anymore. So 2 to 3 times a week, I found excuses to leave my house and sleep at friends' houses. I would just avoid home, which would make it worse because then my mom would call me a streetwalker. My girlfriend's mother, they lived upstate, and she had a big house, and she agreed that I could come live with them for a while to make sure that I was okay. It was my senior year of college, so I had been graduating and I moved up there with them. And after moving up there, I got a job up there as well. So I'd spend the whole week there, and then some weekends I'd come back down to visit my mom, which was also very confusing because she would be very aggressive when I arrived, but if I didn't come over that weekend, she would be very upset and also aggressive. I did that for some time, and I also happened to get a job working with LGBTQ youth upstate. And at that point was when I also got very serious with my girlfriend, and we decided that we were going to get married, and we were also going to move back to Brooklyn. So we actually got married at Henrietta Hudson. Henrietta Hudson is the oldest lesbian bar in New York City, and very proud to have gotten married there. And we moved into Brooklyn, and at that time I also started go-go dancing for queer parties around the city. Besides getting married at Hens, I also got a job there, and first I started out by bar backing, and then eventually my boss promoted me to bartender, so I became a full-time bartender there. At the same time, my now wife and I were making a home for ourselves, and we were furniture shopping, which was unheard of for me, and we got our very own couch that I'm sitting on now. So I went from sleeping on friends' couches to owning my very own couch for friends to sleep on. I was talking to my mom maybe once or twice a week. She called me, and I wouldn't really disclose anything that was going on, but I would just kind of chat her up a little bit. We kind of feigned this forced relationship just to maintain some sort of connection, and that kind of changed a little bit. The focus shifted because my brother had kids, and she became a grandma, and she actually moved in with my brother to become a full-time caretaker for them, and she stopped focusing so much on me. Since then, my relationship with my mom has improved. It's been 2.5 years now, and we talk. She still doesn't know all the details about my life, but she does feel comfortable opening up to me, and she likes talking about the kids, and I like talking to her, and I can actually mention same-sex partners to her now. Unfortunately, my wife and I are getting a divorce, but we're both doing really well, and she's doing exceptionally well. And I am too. I've recently graduated from grad school and got a job that offers health insurance. I'm still go-going. I actually made it into a go-go and burlesque group called Honey that performs for the queer community. My mom and I can confide in each other now, and we're becoming a little bit more like best friends, just because I think she's starting to see me as an adult now, and she feels like she can control my actions less. I've come out again to her, and this time around it was a lot better. She said, if you're happy, I'm happy, which did make me really happy. Working on the relationship with my dad, not sure how well that's gonna go, but he seems to be okay at this point, which makes me happy. I never thought I would have a relationship with my mom. I never thought she would accept me. I never thought that I would be where I am now. Time is of the essence, and time is important, and from my experience at least, it truly is. And just giving people time to mellow and stew in their bullshit before they can come back to you and treat you like a regular human being, that's important. And it's also important to know that you don't have to forgive them. Go make your own community. My friends are my family. Go get yourself a family. Go get a support system that's there for you. It can hurt sometimes, but make sure that you're taking care of yourself in terms of your family. And if you need to let go and step back, do so.